This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to you by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup, register, and attend one of our fantastic networking meetings, which we meet on the first and third Thursday at the Brick House in Ridley Park, and the second and fourth Thursday at the Upper Crust in Newtown Square. We look forward to seeing you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Gwenn Nolan of Mother Compost. Gwenn, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Rich. I'm excited to be here.
We're going to talk compost today. What is Mother Compost?
So Mother Compost is an organics recycling organization helping to transform food waste into fertilizer for businesses and residents of Delaware County, Montgomery, and Chester County, actually.
How did you get started with compost, with Mother Compost?
Oh, what an interesting story that is. So my background is actually in financial services. I used to work at the Creative Financial Group in Newtown Square. But when I was pregnant with my third child, I had two little ones at home. I was throwing away what I felt was an obscene amount of food due to their eating habits. And, that cross juxtaposition with just how much waste I was creating in general. I'm not sure if you have the privilege of small people, but they come with all of these things that start to overwhelm your life. So one day I kind of tried to find a solve for the food problem, and my township, Lower Merion Township, gave me a bin for my backyard. And I was like, okay, but I'm pregnant and I have a full-time job and two kids. So I'm trying to manage the system in my backyard. And I was like, this is a ton of work. And if this is the answer, I don't think people are going to do this. I don't think enough people are going to get involved. And on the other side of that is we create almost 300 million tons of trash every year. And food is the number one thing we throw away. It makes up 22%. So it's the single largest category that we throw out. And then when it goes to the landfill, people are just like, oh, well, then it'll biodegrade naturally. But that's actually not what happens, because our landfills are designed to hold trash. They don't process it. They just store it forever. And they layer in plastic and dirt to keep out odors and pests, right? Which makes sense. But that also eliminates oxygen from the environment. So they're compacting it, constantly driving air out. So any organic materials undergo something called anaerobic digestion, which is what releases methane from landfills. So essentially, your food, which has valuable nutrients that we can repurpose via composting, is a problem when it goes to the landfill and is what causes methane emissions. Conversely, when it goes to the incinerator, which is also very much a large part of the waste disposal methodology in Delaware County, food is 75 to 99% water, right? So when you're talking about that waste to energy transfer, when you have to light water on fire, it takes more energy. So it's not an ideal candidate for incineration as well. So in my head, even though I was in financial services and had no background in environmental science, this is a logistical problem, right? We have a resource that's not being managed effectively, that if we could just get it from people's homes to a farm, it can be recycled and then reused over and over again, right? So that's the problem I wanted to solve. And here I am 5 years later.
What can people expect when they work with Mother Compost?
So the other thing about Mother Compost is that I set out to make this service super easy. Environmentalists and gardeners have been composting forever, but I want to get the next person who's like, I'm interested, I do see your point, but I need this to be super simple for me. So we do reminders. We clean the container after every pickup. We provide access to compost in the spring for those who want it. We send monthly newsletters and try to get people involved in not only what their household is doing, which we track, but also collectively how much we are keeping out of landfills and incinerators, so that people understand that their small contribution actually has a big impact. So, and we have a real human on customer service 5 days a week.
This is something where businesses and residential customers can take part in. How do they sign up? How do they get started with it?
Yeah. So residential customers can sign up directly through our website, mothercompost.com. With businesses, it's a little more of a tailored solution because no businesses operate, their waste management strategy is unique. So we meet with them. Sometimes we do a site visit depending on the scope and scale, and then design a solution and get rolling. So we have a contract, it's usually an annual contract, but it's usually, if it's not working for a business, there are easy out clauses. It's not like a trash contract where you have to sign with your blood for 3 years, and it's what it is. So we're trying to get more people engaged, and honestly, this year it's booming, which is really, really exciting.
I'm a residential customer, but maybe I don't generate enough food waste. I finish all my meals. I eat all my food. Can I participate and buy compost, or is that something that's available to me?
Definitely, yes. Our shop will go live next week, so people can buy compost directly through us. The compost is not made by Mother Compost. It's made by another company called Kitchen Harvest, who rents the space at Linville Orchards. So it'll be available through our website. It'll be available at Linville Orchards to buy as well. But yes, you can buy it through us. Absolutely.
That's exciting. I can do my part while I'm finishing all my meals.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Where do you see Mother Compost going in the next 5 years? You're in business, you're in strategy, you're in finance. What would you like Mother Compost to look like over the next 5 years?
Honestly, I want Mother Compost to be the provider of choice in the western suburbs for organics recycling. I want us to be involved in educating people about not only composting, but consumption habits, right? This is the way we treat our waste says a lot about who we are. And I think we need to start waking up to that. And I want us to be a company that takes care of our people, takes care of the world around us, and gives back to our community.
I love it. And the best thing we can do, and what really part of your mission is education. And you're constantly learning, and the more you get to teach us in the Delco community, the better citizens that we are.
Yes. Oh, it's everyday learning.
All right. Now, once again, people can go to the website, share that.
Yep. Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, Rich, another way to engage with us is online. We're on Instagram. I love to make somewhat videos that amuse me and to tell the story. So that's another really easy way to support local businesses. Just share their stuff on Instagram. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes seconds. And it can actually really improve our reach. So yeah, Mother Compost on Instagram is where we're most active. But you can engage with us on Facebook, TikTok, whatever works for you.
And mothercompost.com to look at your range of
sign
services
up,
and sign up.
Learn more. Yep, absolutely.
What if people want to do that old-fashioned thing and pick up the phone? Can they do that?
They sure can. Yeah, they can call us directly. Our number's on our website at 610-509-9700. Jacob will answer your questions most likely. And yes, real people behind the screen.
Real people, real compost.
Yeah, it's real.
Gwen, let's say you're out and about, you just picked up some compost and you have a cheesesteak craving. Where are you going?
Interesting. So picked up compost. You mean compost, the soil amendment? I have soil and a cheesesteak?
Well, I'm thinking you were out doing what Mother Compost does, and you have a cheesesteak craving in Delco, and you're looking to pick up a cheesesteak. Where are you going?
That's an interesting question, Rich. So I have to be honest, as I have aged, I have started to steer away from the cheesesteaks. But my secret deliciousness is actually a Wawa shorty turkey hoagie with cheese, light on mayo, lettuce, onion, hot peppers. And if I'm on the move and I need something really quick, that is what I'm dialing.
All right. I love your pivot. Is there a chance, having 3 kids and a family, that you have a favorite pizzeria or pizza place you guys go to?
Oh, of course. Yes. So our go-to is Bella Italia. That's in Ardmore because I live in Wynwood. We order from Overbrook Pizza, Narberth Pizza, because my kids go to St. Margaret's, and obviously Pika's. So Pika's is our go-to. We're located, our headquarters is down the street from Pika's. Their white pie, if you don't know, is actually the best thing I've ever tasted.
All right, I just want to make sure there's no confusion here. You're back out. You need to go somewhere, but you need to stop off for a convenience store option. Are you stopping at Royal Farms or are you stopping at Wawa?
Interesting. I'm probably stopping at Wawa. Is that bad?
Okay. I love the way you just generated that suspense. Is there any acting in your previous education?
No, not really.
All right.
I did something in college, but yeah.
Perhaps a theater major, a minor, or something like that. I just love the buildup you did there.
Yeah. Well, it's a serious question. And when you're hungry, like sometimes, listen, if the mood strikes, it could be a Royal Farms. But in the moment, usually I just say, what do I need? And my body will be like, you need this. You need it. And you need it right now. So go get it.
Gwenn, how do you describe Delco to somebody who has not heard of Delco or has never been here?
That's interesting because it is a challenging thing to kind of describe. And I think Delaware County is a lot of different things. So that has been kind of the odyssey that I've been on. So Delaware County can mean so much to everyone. Honestly, thinking about Mother Compost and environmental service, some people are like, Delaware County is like one of your number one counties. This is shocking to me. I'm like, absolutely. Havertown is our number one area. And has been almost since the word go. So people assume that Narberth is and we do well in Narberth, but Howard Township, Delaware County, there are a lot of really highly engaged citizens. And that is what I would say to people. You come to Delaware County, you're going to meet people that care a lot about where they live. That may show up in a lot of different ways, but they're really proud of it. And they have a voice, they're engaged, they're civically engaged in the community, and they have a lot of pride.
You have somebody coming in from out of town and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you sending them or where are you taking them?
So if I have someone coming out of town who I really like, I'm taking them to Burrata in Havertown because I have never had anything more delicious. I love it. It's a BYO, very easy, very fun for couples. It's great. That's my fave.
So you said if you like them, you're taking them there. What happens if you don't like them? Where are you sending them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just saying, if it's someone who I
you
really
like everybody,
enjoy the experience with, that's probably where I'm going. One of our other family favorites is Sam's. So that's a great spot with kids and has a little something for everybody. Also a great bar. I don't know. I guess only people I like come visit me from out of town.
Gwenn, who mentors you? Who inspires you?
That's a great question. I feel like I've been blessed. I have a lot of mentors, and most of them don't even realize it. There's actually a really powerful composting community throughout the greater Philadelphia region. The people from Bennett Compost have been super supportive since we started. Our partner, Chris Pieretti from Kitchen Harvest, who's based in Drexel Hill, has been an incredible mentor. I call him the guru. So in terms of composting, those are the people who have helped. I have a community of women who are also active in sustainability, from Mainline Shift and another health coach who help just when you're like, this entrepreneurial thing, they said it was going to be hard, but it feels different, hits different in reality. So I have a lot of mentors and friends and people that just, it's amazing the moment where you need someone, the people who just walk in the door. I have found that to be true, whether it's for a season or forever. But it's, when the student is ready, the teacher truly does appear. And I can't think of everyone right now.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask. Mother Compost, how did you come up with the name?
I was deep in my motherhood journey at that moment. And actually, my husband is 1000% Irish. So I was toying with the idea of the Gaelic mater because I find that word just to be so fun. But then I read a marketing book that was like, say the word that you mean. Like, don't try to dress it up or make it cute. So then I just said mother compost. And that was history. Honestly, the origin story of this company was me trying to like talk myself out of this idea for 7 months, but then sneakily like doing things to actually make it happen. So like a year later, when I look back, I was like, oh, isn't it interesting that you bought the domain name in June and hadn't even told anyone, including your husband, that you were doing this? Like I was planting seeds even before I had consciously committed.
That's tremendous. Is there anything we haven't talked about today on the podcast? Anything you want people to know more about you, Gwenn, or Mother Compost?
Gosh, I feel like we've covered a lot in a short period of time. But I think the other thing to know about us is that we are, obviously, I am the owner and founder, and we are women owned and a majority women operated, which can sometimes surprise people when we roll up in our F-350s. But that's also a proud part of who we are, of not just transforming the way we waste, but who's engaged in that conversation. So that's a big part of our ethos.
Gwenn, thank you for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us to help Delco learn more about compost and what Mother Compost does. And we can't wait to see those F-150s out and about picking up compost and helping our environment. So thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Rich. It was so much fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.